Welcome, guys, to another exciting episode of HLwow.
HLwow. We're going to be building 4 characters. We're going to be calling it the Dream Team. Then after we're done going through a little tutorial on making all these 4 characters, we're going to be putting them to the test.
Pretty much.
Challenges.
So essentially, we're gonna start with the Paladin first.
I believe you had a name.
You
for
had
our
the
very
name for
new-
our
very new
character.
Stormy George.
Stormy George. EY.
All right, class level is gonna be Paladin.
And then we're going to be taking this
Level 1.
We're going to be taking this one level at a time, showing you guys how to do it.
So background.
So what did we choose for his background?
We are choosing folk hero.
Folk hero makes sense because folk hero. We're gonna get into the background in a second. So player name, we're gonna have Crystal since she named our Stormy George apparently. Our race, one of the best races that Tyler always knows is gonna be variant human. It's the only race that gives you a feat at level 1. So it's basically an ability score improvement at level 1.
And you get
huge.
the off ones. Like if you have 2. Like 14 and a 17, you get a +1 in 2 areas. So
exactly. So it's
and then
amazing.
you can even do a +2 in those with your feet.
And here's a recommendation: when you're playing Paladin, you want your ability score improvements as much as possible, and you don't want to have to do feats. So getting that extra feat at the beginning is really, really good. That's kind of a little bit of the min-maxing right there. Alignment is going to be lawful good because we are a Paladin. You can also go neutral good, but we're gonna, for the sake of simplicity, we're gonna go lawful good, and then experience points we're gonna go not applicable because we do quest based in our campaigns. So we're just gonna say if you finish a quest, you level up pretty much.
Okay.
So
first thing you want to do when you're making a character is you're gonna roll his ability score. Ability score basically show you how powerful he is in any given area.
Yep.
So our house rule that a lot of people will use is 4d6. Drop the lowest d6. And 6 times.
Okay, and Tyler's gonna roll that.
Add the last 3 together, and that's good.
Yeah, with the highest,
score.
you add the highest.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, so then we have a solid 10.
So we got a 10. So average.
Yep. So all right, and then we have another 11.
11. Another average score.
All right.
Ooh, that's a good one. 16.
16.
Very, very good score. Very good score.
And how we roll is we always make sure that there's at least
how we
2
roll
stats that are
10.
15 or above.
Yep. So you have to at least have 2 15s.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so that is going to be a 12.
12, and you got one more roll.
Yeah, one more. There is a
6,
17.
and 5. 17. Ooh, wow. Okay, this is a really powerful character. 10, 11, 16, 10, 12. You have average and everything, and then 2 really high stats.
Do you want to drop? Do we want to drop the 10?
I say go for it. Just go for it.
Times.
Yes.
So what we do is we will roll
10,
an
13.
extra one. We'll re-roll one of the ones that we did, and if we do, we automatically take that one.
You have to take the latter one that you've replaced, even if it's less.
So now we're gonna put our ability scores up there into strength, dex, con, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
This guy's gonna have the highest health you can possibly have because we're gonna give him the +1 in con, so he's gonna be 18, and then the feat is gonna be a +2 to con.
We're gonna start out at 17 con. But essentially, what he's saying is every level will get +3 theoretically every level we do. That's why we want to max out con because then you get more and more hit point.
Because we're not actually playing.
Because we're not actually playing it until max level. But like for example, if you were gonna start at level 10, I would definitely max out con because then you get even more and more health as you go on. But if you're starting at level 1, don't do this. I would recommend either doing strength or charisma based on what you want.
Put a medium in con just because you want to have a decent charisma and a high strength.
So I'm saying we can either do 16 charisma or strength.
We need to put it in charisma because that will give us the most number of spell slots as we level up.
That's fine. So we'll do +3 there. And if you want to explain the +3, Tyler.
I mean, it's I don't know how basic you want to go, but the ability score is just a number, and then what you actually use is the modifier. So, for example, a 10 is a +0, 10 and 11 is +0, 12 and 13 is a +1, 14, 15 is a +2, so on, all the way up to 20 with a +5 that you can naturally get. After that, it's just like special stuff that your DM gives you to go above a 20. But those are just measurements of how strong your character is in a certain.
+1, int is +1, +0, and wisdom is 0.
All right, so back to being a variant human. So we get 2 plus 1s in an area.
So we're going to definitely go con for one of them. So now it's going to change from 17 to 18, and then that goes up to a +4.
Yep.
That goes up to a +4.
And then the only other one that could benefit besides wisdom for whatever reason
strength.
would be strength.
So we're going to go 14, and then this changes to +2. So now that's with our racial feature. We also get a feat, but we'll get into that later. So hang on for that. So now, since we're level 1, our proficiency bonus down here, if you see, proficiency bonus is +2 right here. So we're going to add a +2 right here. We have 17, 18, 19, 20.
Yes.
That's +3.
Yes. Because you put a +1 in 2 areas. We choose con. Then we put an ASI or a feat +2.
All right, so class features. So we get our hit points. And so let's do our hit points first. So we roll 1d10 per paladin level. Our hit points at the first level is 10 plus our con modifier. So at level 1, we have 10 plus our modifier. So we start out with 15 health.
Yes. It's fucking ridiculous.
Which is dumb. And that's basically it for our health.
Yep.
For now. For level 1.
Yes.
Now proficiency is all armor and shields. We'll get back to that later. Our weapons are simple weapons, martial weapons. We'll get into that, just the weapons. Tools, none. Saving throws are wisdom and charisma. So that is our proficient saving throws. So we check wisdom and we check charisma. Now we choose 2 skills from here. So athletics.
Wait. From our background, you want to go
that
through
too,
in order. Background
okay.
would have happened first. So what do we get from our background?
You get animal handling and survival.
Animal handling
and survival. And that's from our folk hero.
Folk hero.
So, survival. Okay. So now we're proficient in that because we are a folk hero. So athletics, and then we're going to do persuasion because we're very charismatic. That makes more sense. So we're gonna persuade people into what we want to do.
No, we're lawful good, so we would not take intimidation.
Yeah, that also is a thing too. All right, persuasion.
Okay.
You take your modifiers and you put them in here. So strength is a +2. Dex is a +1. Con is a +5.
It's a redonkulous +1.
And int is +0. Now wisdom, here's where it changes. Since we're proficient in wisdom, we add our modifier plus our proficiency bonus. So it's 0 + 2, which is 2. And then charisma is +3 + 2, which is +5. So that is the saving throws.
And then now you would just go through all your skills.
So acrobatics is going to be, since we're not proficient with it, it's just +1. And then animal handling, we are proficient with it. So we add our wisdom, 0, and then plus the 2. So that it's +2. All right, guys. So we filled out pretty much most of the stuff. Now you do your armor class, initiative, and speed. You get a shield, a holy symbol, and chainmail starting out. And how you get that is you see this stuff with your equipment. Your equipment, it comes with it and stuff like that. Usually you get a martial weapon and a shield. That's what we chose. So our martial weapon is a longsword, and our offhand is a shield. We get a holy symbol. That's in like the lore and things like that. And then we get chainmail because we start with chainmail and a holy symbol. So a holy symbol is kind of like where you're from.
We also get a priest pack. So write that down real quick.
5.
Give him a little range.
Javelins. So how we get our armor class right here is our chainmail is 16 AC, and then our shield is another +2 AC. So 16 + 2 is 18.
And then we chose the longsword just in case anything happens to our shield. We can always switch over. But longsword's a pretty basic, sword and board. We want this guy to do a little bit of damage and also be able to protect himself with a nice 18 AC.
Now, our initiative is +1.
Dexterity stat.
So it's your dex, your +1. So, and then your speed is 30 feet.
Just because we're human.
That's just a base.
No, that's we're human.
Yeah, that's just human. So how we got this attack bonus is our strength +2 and then plus your proficiency.
Because we are proficient with simple weapons and martial weapons.
Correct. So it's a +4, and the damage is 1d8, that's how much a normal longsword does, and then +2 because our strength is +2. So now we got to go over our features and traits to level 1. We get divine sense.
Till the end of your next turn, you know the location of celestials, fiend, or undead.
So basically, you kind of sense other beings.
And you can use this 1 plus your charisma modifier before a long rest.
Is I just make like little bullet points. So I do within 60 feet, no location of celestial. Anyways, and then it's 1 plus charisma, and then
That's
long
how many
rest.
times you can use it. Yep.
Yes. So now the next thing is the busted ability. So lay on hands. If Tyler wants to explain why this
All right.
ability
So
is
lay on
down.
hands. It's basically a touch spell that restores health 5 times your paladin level. Touch a creature and draw from the pool to restore a number of hit points to the creature up to the maximum amount remaining in your pool. So essentially at level 1, you have 5 hit points you can return to somebody. You don't have to return all 5 at once. If someone only needs 2 hit points, you can touch them and only give them 2.
Correct.
And now you have 3 left over you can give to someone else.
So usually what I do is all I do is action. It's a touch, and it's your level times 5, and then I'll say heals. So that it gets really ridiculous once you are like level 20 and stuff like that, because it's 20 times 5.
Yeah.
It gets
you can heal up 100.
correct. Removes disease and poison, and that is
No, you don't get any hit points for doing that.
correct.
You just remove 5. It costs you 5, and you can remove disease or poison.
Cost 5, no hit point. So essentially, it's kind of good because if your character has acid damage on him, you can just be like lay on hands, expend 5 charges, 5 points, and then they're healed.
Yeah, if he was like poisoned through like a dart or something.
All right, and then that's pretty much everything you need to know about the paladin at the first level.
So that's how you make a character.
Essentially.
That's the basics of all of his ability scores and his first level.
Yeah, so pretty much just for a quick recap, our first level, our proficiency bonus is +2. That's what we have. And then our features are Divine Sense and Lay on Hands, which we have right here. We don't get any spells yet, but at second level, things get really kind of cool. So this is going to be the end of level 1. So hopefully we'll see you guys later.